Brazil, a world within a country. When people hear the name, Brazil, they often think of glittering carnival parades, the rhythmic sway of samba, jaw-dropping soccer moves, and the endless green of the Amazon. But Brazil is not just a postcard of beaches, jungle, and football legends. It's a massive, complex, and endlessly surprising land that could easily be an entire world of its own. This is a place where geography rewrites itself, cultures intertwine into something brand new, and history has left behind more than a few unexpected plot twists. The flag that tells a story. Brazil's flag is a layered symbol, far more than just bright colors. Its lush green background frames a yellow diamond, inside which a blue celestial globe sparkles with 27 white stars. Across it, a white banner reads Ordem e Progresso, Order and Progress. Many visitors assume green stands for Brazil's forests and yellow for its gold reserves, but the truth reaches back into royal European bloodlines. The green traces to the House of Braganza, the dynasty of Emperor Dom Pedro I, while yellow honors the House of Habsburg, from which his Austrian-born wife, Maria Leopoldina, descended. The blue globe holds 27 stars, one for each state and the federal district, arranged into 9 constellations that match the night sky as seen from Rio de Janeiro on November 15, 1889, the day Brazil became a republic. Unlike most national flags, these stars are arranged in a mirror image of the sky, as if seen from above, a detail that fascinates astronomers and vexes flag printing companies alike. A giant of the continent. Covering almost half of South America, Brazil is the continent's largest country by far, so large that it borders every nation on the continent except Chile and Ecuador. Its territory even touches France, thanks to French Guiana, a slice of Europe in the tropics sitting on the northern coast. Brazil's shape is deceptive. On the map, its borders twist along rivers in odd, seemingly random ways, like a cartographer changed their mind mid-drawing. These quirks come from centuries of disputes between Portuguese and Spanish colonial powers, along with negotiations and treaties that sometimes carved rivers in half or leapt from one waterway to another. The purpose-built capital. The beating political heart of Brazil is Brasilia, a city that didn't exist before 1960. Built from scratch in the country's center-west, it was designed to move the capital away from coastal Rio de Janeiro and symbolize a fresh, modern Brazil that belonged to all regions equally. Architect Oscar Niemeyer and urban planner Lucio Costa shaped it into the form of an airplane or bird when seen from above, with government buildings in the cockpit and residential zones in the wings. Today, Brasilia is both admired as a masterpiece of modernist design and criticized as a city built more for cars than people, but it remains a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most ambitious capital relocation projects in history. A land of countless landscapes. Brazil is so much more than the Amazon, though the rainforest alone could fill volumes. Roughly 60% of the Amazon lies within Brazil, and it is home to over half of all known plant and animal species in the world, and many more that remain undiscovered. Pink river dolphins, howler monkeys, glass-wing butterflies, giant otters, and plants that have never been named all thrive in its dense green maze. Deforestation is a constant point of debate. Brazil's farmers are among the world's largest producers of beef, soy, coffee, and sugar, but expanding farmland often means cutting deeper into the forest. Even many Brazilians fiercely criticize the destruction, but with a growing population and booming export markets, the conflict between conservation and economic need remains one of the nation's toughest challenges. Beyond the Amazon, Brazil offers wildly different biomes. Mata Atlantica, Atlantic forest, a lush coastal forest once covering 1.2 million square kilometers, now heavily reduced but still teeming with unique species found nowhere else on Earth. Cerrado, tropical savannas in the central highlands, dotted with twisted trees, giant termite mounds, and cattle ranches. Pantanal, the world's largest tropical wetland, a paradise for jaguars, caimans, and birdwatchers, flooding seasonally in a rhythm older than human memory. Araucaria forests, in the southern states, tall evergreen pines stand in cooler, misty climates reminiscent of European landscapes. Lencois maranhenses, a surreal desert in Maranhão state where seasonal rains create turquoise lagoons between white dunes, a natural wonder that looks like it belongs on another planet. And then there's Mount Roraima, a giant tabletop mountain rising from the border region with Venezuela and Guyana. Its sheer cliffs and strange plateau ecosystems inspired Arthur Conan Doyle's The Lost World and later, Pixar's Up. Brazil owns only 5% of it, but that small share is a point of national pride. The people, a living mosaic. Brazil's most remarkable feature isn't its mountains or forests, it's its people. Over centuries, indigenous nations, Portuguese settlers, African slaves, European immigrants, Japanese farmers, Middle Eastern traders, and others have blended into a spectrum of identities found nowhere else. Nearly half of Brazilians identify as Pardo, people of mixed heritage whose ancestry can include European, African, and indigenous roots in countless combinations. About 47% identify as white, 8% as black, 1.5% as Asian, mostly Japanese, and 0.5% as indigenous. Brazil hosts the largest Japanese community outside Japan, around 1.5 million people, with most living in São Paulo, where Japanese Brazilian culture blends sushi with tropical fruit and tempura with Brazilian spices. The country also has significant Lebanese, Syrian, and Italian populations, with Italian heritage particularly strong in the south. Regional identity runs deep. In Bahia, Afro-Brazilian culture shapes music, cuisine, and religion, from spicy acrid street food to the martial art of capoeira, which blends combat with dance. In Rio Grande do Sul, German and Italian-descended communities still speak their ancestors' languages, hold Oktoberfest celebrations, and serve hearty European-style dishes. Culture, coast, and the cookie war. About 85% of Brazilians live within 200 kilometers of the coast, so beach culture is woven into daily life. From the iconic sands of Copacabana to tiny fishing villages in the northeast, the shoreline is a place of gathering, exercise, and celebration. Sports go beyond soccer, basketball, volleyball, and especially skateboarding have exploded in popularity in recent years, and then there's the ongoing biscoito versus bolacha debate, a light-hearted war over what to call a cookie. In Rio, it's biscoito. In São Paulo, it's bolacha. Each side insists they're correct, and the mock rivalry is so famous that brands sometimes play into it in their marketing. Brazil in the world. Diplomatically, Brazil tends to get along with almost everyone, though its foreign policy is sometimes unpredictable. It maintains strong ties with its South American neighbors, even if soccer rivalries with Argentina get heated. Portuguese-speaking nations in Africa, such as Angola and Mozambique, share cultural and economic bonds. Relations with the U.S. have historically been strong, though Brazil has also cultivated ties with countries like Cuba, Venezuela, and even Iran, sometimes raising eyebrows in Washington. It's a member of BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, positioning itself as a voice for the global South in world affairs. More than a stereotype. Brazil is a land where the clichés, samba, soccer, rainforest, are true, but they're only the opening act. It's a country of dizzying diversity, from futuristic cities to untouched jungle, from high-tech agribusiness to centuries-old tribal traditions. It's a place where you can surf in the morning, explore colonial towns in the afternoon, and eat Japanese-Brazilian fusion sushi at night. To truly understand Brazil, you can't just read about it, you have to experience it, taste it, listen to it. And, of course, you'll eventually have to pick a side in the cookie debate.